You wake up, it's the middle of the night, but you can't move. Not a finger, not a toe, not even your eyes. And standing in the corner of your room is something you can't explain. This isn't a nightmare. You're fully awake, and your own brain just turned against you. Sleep paralysis has been reported across every culture, every continent, for thousands of years. The ancient Chinese called it ghost oppression. Medieval Europeans said a demon sat on your chest. And today, scientists finally know what's actually happening. But what they've found is almost stranger than the legends. Welcome to Hidden Human, where we dig beneath the surface of the human body and mind into the parts most people never see.
Every night, your brain cycles through stages of sleep. The deepest stage, REM sleep, is where your most vivid dreams happen. And here's the thing about REM sleep that most people don't know. Your brain paralyzes your entire body on purpose. Every night, without fail. It does this so you don't act out your dreams, so you don't punch a wall, fall out of bed, or run into traffic. It's a safety mechanism, and it works perfectly until it doesn't. Sleep paralysis happens when your brain wakes up, but forgets to release the paralysis. Your eyes open. Your mind is aware. You can hear. You can feel. But your body is still locked. The signal to unfreeze simply didn't arrive. And it can last anywhere from a few seconds to 20 full minutes. The hallucinations. Why you see things now. Here's where it gets really unsettling. Up to 75% of people who experience sleep paralysis also report hallucinations. Not vague shapes, not blurs. Full, vivid, terrifying figures standing in the room with them. A dark shadow by the door, a face over the bed, a weight pressing down on their chest. So why does this happen? Your brain is still half in REM mode. The part responsible for generating dream imagery, your visual cortex, is still firing. At the same time, your amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, is on high alert. You're paralyzed, you can't breathe properly, and your brain is screaming danger. So it does what brains do under extreme threat. It creates an explanation, and the explanation your panicking brain creates is almost always a presence, a figure, an intruder, something watching you. Scientists call these intruder hallucinations, and they're consistent across cultures so similar it's eerie, because they're not coming from folklore. They're coming from the same terrified brain, doing the same thing in every human on Earth. The chest pressure. Why you can't breathe. Many people describe feeling crushed during sleep paralysis, like something heavy is sitting on their chest. This isn't imagination either. When you enter REM sleep, your breathing changes. It becomes shallower, less controlled. During sleep paralysis, your chest muscles are partially paralyzed too. You can breathe, but it feels restricted, labored, wrong. Your panicking brain takes that sensation and builds a narrative around it. Something is on you. Something is holding you down. And the more you panic, the harder it feels to breathe. The harder it feels to breathe, the more terrifying the hallucination becomes. It's a feedback loop, driven entirely by your own biology.
Who it happens to, and why sleep paralysis isn't rare. Studies estimate that up to 40% of people will experience it at least once in their lifetime, but some people are far more vulnerable than others. Sleep deprivation is the biggest trigger. When you're exhausted, your brain's sleep cycle becomes unstable, making it more likely to misfire on that REM to waking transition. Sleeping on your back makes it worse. Irregular sleep schedules make it worse. And stress, especially chronic stress, dramatically increases the likelihood. There's also a genetic component. If your parents experienced sleep paralysis, you're significantly more likely to as well. Scientists have even identified it as a symptom in certain conditions: narcolepsy, PTSD, and anxiety disorders in particular. What scientists still can't explain. Here's what we know. We know the mechanism. We know the brain chemistry. We can even reproduce versions of it in lab conditions. But there's something scientists still haven't fully explained. The figures people see during sleep paralysis are too consistent across different countries, different languages, different belief systems. A shadow figure in the corner, a weight on the chest, a face leaning over the bed. The specifics vary, but the structure is almost always the same. Researchers call it a culturally invariant experience, meaning the culture changes the name of the demon, but not what the demon looks like. And that consistency, that global cross-cultural sameness, still doesn't have a complete explanation. Is it simply the same brain hardware producing the same output? Or is there something deeper going on in the architecture of human fear we don't fully know yet? Sleep paralysis is one of the most terrifying things the human body can do to itself. And the most unsettling part, it's not a malfunction. It's your brain working exactly as designed, just with terrible timing. Every shadow you've ever seen in the dark, every weight you felt on your chest at 3 a.m., that was you. That was always you. If that unsettled you, good. That means you're paying attention. Subscribe, because we're just getting started.